I want a fresh start with you. So this definitely could be like someone from your past, like a reawakening, reconciliation energy here. And you are so very special. Yeah, they feel like you're a very unique person that just cannot be replaced. Hi there, pile one. We're taking a look into what are their true feelings for you at this time. And while I was shuffling, we had two cards just pop out right away. And then, like right in the beginning of shuffling, and then the further shuffling, we had another card pop out, and then we have another one here that hasn't turned over yet. So, a lot of energy just bursting out at once. So, with this pile, your person was around people who were very heavily influencing them to keep to themselves or like stay away from you, so they could have some really controlling people around them, people that wanted to specifically hold them back from being able to move towards you to offer you something. um, so I was like mid shuffling, so the card that was at the bottom of the deck is not here anymore, but it was like the Nine of Swords, I believe. It's like definitely like a lot of people influencing them to go against their intuition. So right when they met you, they could have had very strong feelings for you, and that almost like freaked out the people around them. They have very like just controlling and influential people around them that wanted to stop them, quite literally stop them from being able to move towards you. They wanted to kind of control the direction that they went in, maybe come in and like offer to help give them assistance and guidance so they wouldn't like need to move towards anyone else, so then they could have kind of direct control or influence over whoever they approached or whoever they ended up with. So it could be like family or just people around them specifically that had a strong hold on them. And it's like not that they were intentionally or purposely doing this, but they were holding them back from being able to connect with you specifically. But it was kind of like manipulating or influencing your person to go against how they intuitively saw you or felt right when they first met you, to kind of like just go against the way that they feel and isolate away from you. So at this time, they could be breaking out of that. With the Hermit in the reverse, is like they're starting to see through, they're starting to see like the people around them, they do care about them, but they're starting to see their advice is like very restraining. They're starting to see how held back they've been, or like how much influence they've been. There's the energy of like them being freed. So they could be kind of like seeing the light, but they like isolated themselves from you, cut themselves off from you. They could have like ghosted you or just cut you out of their life in a really painful way at one point. And it was confusing because you could have also intuitively felt very connected to this person and knew that they had strong feelings for you. But it was like their actions in the 3D weren't reflecting that. And so, yeah, it caused you to almost kind of like question the way that you felt or the way that you thought they felt. So, yeah, and it could have been very just abrupt and confusing how it happened. But it's like they're starting to come out of this now. They're like emerging out of being like caged or again like held back. Like certain people didn't want them to like see other opportunities around them or learn like other things, have other experiences, move forward towards other things, like keep them at one place in their life. And so these people's intentions could have been to like put them in a sheltered space, to care about them, to keep them safe, right? Not realizing how much they're then deterring them from their journey and holding them back, causing them to kind of like go against um, how they feel and like the journey that they're on. So it's like they could be very naive in a lot of ways and just like very young and new on their journey still. It's like they still have a lot to learn and figure out because they have had so many people around them almost like hindering them through like overly helping them in order to make sure like not to lose them. So at this time, they could be in a place where they feel as though they need to like charge towards the things that they care about or they feel passionate about. It's like they need to kind of take matters into their own hands, lead the way. It's like they've seen like how much other people were kind of holding them back. So it's like they want to take back control of the situation and turn things around and shift things in a different direction. They want to get to like a more mature, stable place where like no one else can come in and like affect or influence their life um, in the same way. So they could be being kind of withholding with certain people around them at this time. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So everything is shifting. They're coming out of this energy that they were in before. So, however, they intuitively felt about you, or however you thought they felt about you, like from the beginning, it's like you were definitely correct. And there was just a lot of outside influences, but they're now like kind of taking power back in the situation, taking matters into their own hands, turning things around. Um, they could be like, it's like they have a strong desire to figure out a way to come towards you, but they're still kind of figuring out like the best approach. And they also could be in a place where they're having to almost like take the power back in their own life in such a strong way that they have to focus on that first. Um, but they feel a very strong desire to no longer allow like the people around them to affect or influence their actions so much. It's like they want to go more with how they feel and what they want. They want to be like more in charge and in control of their life. They want to feel like a leader in their life and not like they're being led. They feel like they were kind of like led astray or like they were not given good advice by people around them that they really cared about. Yeah, this was the card on the bottom of the deck um, when I was shuffling that came out with, that's so funny, with these two. So it's like, just, it's like they were pushed and pushed and pushed. It's like this influence became so much until finally, um, it's like they reached their tipping point. It's like all the steam started to release. It's like they could no longer handle this energy. So moving forward, it's like they're really focused on healing themselves so that they can be a more grounded, stable, secure like figure and be able to then move towards the things that they really desire, or like grab hold of the things that they feel really passionately about. So as far as their feelings for you at this time, it's like they still feel the same way, however you intuitively um, thought they felt, like right when you first met. Like you're not crazy, you weren't wrong. It's like they actually still feel that same way. It's like they almost had to kind of like bury their feelings down and just kind of like go along with things. Um, but it's like the lid has been opened, and so then it's like all of that energy has been released, and it's kind of like running through or like rushing through their system. Um, so it's like all coming back. However, they felt right when you first connected, it's like all rushing back or coming back like tenfold at this time. And it's also, you could have been mirroring each other. So it's like, however you initially felt, you could have had a feeling that they then felt the same way. And it's like you were right and they still feel the same way. Um, So yeah, they're finding a way to like free themselves from all the outside pressure and energy and influence. So they're definitely like focused on healing at this time and kind of drawing their energy back into themselves. They could have realized that like certain people that they looked up to were just kind of wearing a mask or putting on a show, and that could have been a huge catalyst that led them to realizing they shouldn't have let certain people affect them so much. We have betrayal. So they also could feel very betrayed, like kind of waking up to the realize it's like they could have been manipulated to believe they felt a certain way, and then they wake up and realize, no, like I always felt very strongly for this person and cared very deeply for this person. So it's almost like they feel betrayed, that they were like manipulated or convinced to feel that it was something different, or that they felt a different way, like at this time, like not having you as a part of their life or having sacrificed you. It feels like someone that they cared about influenced them to betray themselves or to betray you, to just go against how they felt and what they really wanted. So it's like they're very disappointed in themselves, but it's also causing them to really wake up and see other people around them in a different light. So we have this love story, game over, and the situation's about to implode. So if they had like another person that they moved towards, because of the influence of the people around them, it's like this is in the process of coming to an end at this time, and kind of no longer being a thing. And it's either this situation, some other situation they were involved in ending is a big catalyst or a big reason why they kind of like woke up to these realizations of their very strong feelings for you that are not going anywhere, or because of the situation happening, then okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what I said the first time. So it's either because of this situation happening that it's causing them to wake up, or because they woke up to their feelings, then it caused the other situation to implode. Because it's like they couldn't be all in or like fully give themselves to another person whenever they feel like the story with you is not finished yet. There's more to it. So this is just a general reading, so it'll be different for everyone, but for some people, it's like having that realization is like causing something else to end, or it's like because something else is ending, then they're having this realization. So yeah, timing will be kind of different for everyone, but something else is currently ending in their life. So someone else could have like betrayed them, like say they took someone else's advice and kind of went in a different direction. That situation could have ended up hurting them or betraying them in some way, and then they're realizing that person was just putting on a show, even but these like people that they really looked up to and kind of like respected and trusted were giving them the advice to like trust that or to go in that direction, and it ended up being like not genuine. So they could be having like major realizations at this time that they should have just went with how they felt and what they knew to be true from the very beginning, and never allowed other people to influence them, because it's like they were right all along. They should have chose what they thought would be best or what they truly cared about. Very complex situation. Let's get some messages. I'm open to compromise. Ace of Pentacles, so they could want to like offer you a new opportunity, or they're hoping for a new opportunity to come through for you two to connect. Do you even see me that way? You already know. So again, it's like your intuition right away, however you felt, you could have kind of intuitively knew that they also cared about you strongly or felt the same way. And it's like deep down you could know they still care, or you know like there's a reason why that you're still thinking about this. So that's interesting, because that's definitely the message that I got earlier. I believe I said it's like the main message with how their true feelings for you at this time. It's like whatever you intuitively thought or knew they felt for you initially, it's like they still feel that way. So you're definitely right. So yeah, you're a highly intuitive being here. So trust yourself in the situation, even though it's been really confusing on the surface. It's like this other person was going through a lot of like heavy manipulation and just a lot of people's opinions and just a lot of expectations to hold up to. And it's like almost kind of pushed them to the edge, or like pushed them to the point of like kind of losing it. So yeah, that's like the place they were coming from. We have light. So it's like they're seeing the light at this time. It's also, I feel like they have genuine intentions at this time. This is also an indication that it's like spirit is working in the situation to heal things. It's a very divinely guided situation. Could be working to like bring certain things to the surface or to the light, to reveal like certain truths at this time. Distorted view, perspective. A change in perspective is needed to view you or the situation with compassion. The root core of pain is often associated with how you may view yourself or the situation from a wounded place. Choosing to heal this brings the broken pieces back together to create a healthy viewpoint. Childhood wound, retrieve. Your inner child is looking to heal so you can move on by understanding the situation in a new light. Going within to heal requires self love and compassion. Gaining perspective through energy work or therapy can be very helpful to access tools to empower your inner child. Abundance, security. Money is energy like anything else. You want it to flow and not feel trapped. Trusting that the universe will take care of you gives off the energy of abundance and expectancy in every dollar you receive. Know that you are supported and the money will flow. Spiritual path, righteous. You are being called to do the right thing and take the high road above all else. Don't let your ego lead you astray. Be mindful to select choices that align with your true self and support spiritual growth. Wanderlust, adventure. Now is a great time to travel or relocate to see the world's wonders. A desire for something more is nudging you to take chances and live without the heavy baggage. Travel light and be adventurous. We have new beginnings. And you got abundance and healing energy. So, two cards talking about abundance. Water, emotion, energy, all life affirming and life giving. Patience is the key. Once the doldge of emotions passes, you will see that left in its wake is a wondrous new day, a rainbow of possibilities. Do not get attached to the emotions that surround the situation. This will only attach your identification with the emotion itself, giving it more power and hindering the release, so that the door to your new beginning will not open. Sit in the emotion, cry, journal, talk it out with a friend, and then let it go. Perform a ritual if you are called to one. Place your feelings on a bit of paper and then let it go, whether through water or fire, both excellent transmuting elements. Be thankful for the experience of the situation and proclaim to Creator that you are ready for the newness that is about to come into your life. Abundance takes on many forms: material possessions, friendships, excellent health, emotional stability, unique experiences. When you lock yourself into a narrow view on what defines abundance, you lose out on the whole picture of what it could mean. Open yourself up to as many forms of wealth and abundance that are possible and watch your blessings multiply. Always remember that focusing on what you do not have is a surefire way to feed the energy and make that your truth. Every day, watch for signs of abundance from the universe. Acknowledge and be thankful, thus encouraging a continued flow of energy. Remember, the universe will always provide you with what you need. So you definitely could have needed like a boost of encouragement, getting two cards talking about abundance. You got two cards in each of these decks, so it's like you needed that extra little bonus card twice. Just to remember you are taken care of at this time. Drawing this card guides you to work with energy on a healing level. Take a class, go and receive a Reiki healing, or just sit in meditation and concentrate on mindfulness. With the healing energy of divine love, you do not have to know how to do anything. Just sit quietly, set your intention, and let Creator's love fill you up. When you are living in a vibration of healing, you do not only affect yourself, but those around you. Others can connect with your energy and their vibrations can rise as a result. There is no force to this. This is basically how energy works. Your vibrational charge will affect change in the ones you are close to. Alternately, this card signifies healing is taking place within a relationship. So, definitely a heavy, heavy time for healing in this connection. Um, yeah, this card signifies healing taking place within a relationship. So that kind of summarizes our message. So I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Hi there, pile two. We're taking a look into what are their true feelings for you at this time. So we have the Six of Pentacles. So with the Six of Pentacles, sometimes it can be like an unfair exchange here. And then with the Seven of Earth in this deck, especially, sometimes I see it as like being kind of out of match or out of alignment vibrational. Yeah, vibrationally, like one person kind of putting in more effort than the other, or just two people kind of not being on the same page. We have this Eight of Earth here. So this person is very drawn towards you and attracted to you because of your work ethic, but not in a good way. It's like they see you as someone who will give a lot to them and invest a lot into them. Someone who's very hardworking, will take very good care of them, and they don't have to like match or put the same effort in return. They feel like they can just kind of get away with not putting as much, not investing as much, not giving as much, not like giving as much care and attention. Yeah, not taking it as seriously, not investing as much. And they just feel like because you're the type of person that does give so much or invest so much that like you'll just give to them anyways, or you'll be really loyal to them anyways, or you'll be like the one making the effort to try and make it work so they don't have to. Very like brazen, like just very confident that they can kind of like get you to be the one, like anything that they want in the relationship, they feel like they can emotionally manipulate you to be the one to like do that or initiate that, and think that it's like your idea or you're the one doing that or wanting that. Like they can kind of have you in the palm of their hands or like get you to open up without them really offering very much in return. They just see you as like this very giving, nurturing person. They may not consciously think like it would be easy to take advantage of that. Um, but a lot of their mindset and their like thoughts, the way they think, their intentions, that's what is giving, right? Um, Pretty selfish type of person here. Yeah, they feel as though you are someone who just kind of like gives and gives and gives. They see you as this like very loving, open, generous person, and they feel as though they can easily use that to their advantage or use that to like benefit their life. So they just have to like be open, a little bit open and giving, or like they could be the type of person that like love bombs. So then they show you all of this emotion and vulnerability like up front in the beginning. So then you think that's what you're getting, and then it's like they don't give that, or they shut down, or like they know when to like strategically be like that in order to continue to keep you like your energy flowing towards them. So it's like that breadcrumbing, like love bombing and breadcrumbing type of tactics, like being really, really good in the beginning. So then you're always like chasing that or chasing them treating you that way in the relationship. So you're always putting more than they're giving back in return, and they feel like secure and kind of set up. They do feel like this would be a really good opportunity for them, though, to have you in their life. So they see you as someone who adds a lot of value, and they see you as someone who's really new and different than anyone that they've connected with before. So they feel like being with you would like put them in a completely different space than they've ever been in or they're used to being in. And it's very exciting. So again, it's like they're not consciously thinking they can take advantage of you. It's just they see you and your nature and how giving you are, and they feel like that would be very beneficial, or they could use that type of energy in their life. And then they're not really thinking through how unfair it is that they then treat others in return. It's almost like they're not ready to be on this level or to enter into this new space or to connect with someone like you, but they still really want it. Or they're really drawn towards it. They're very attracted to you and to like the life that you live, or what they think their life would be like connecting with you. Again, it's like they see this as a really new and fun, exciting opportunity that they could like get a lot from or gain a lot from. Life experiences. It's also like they don't feel like they're gonna have to give you very much, or they think that you would be someone who would just be kind of like content with them how they are. They could be the type of person that like plays games, so like sometimes they're not giving or they're purposely withholding just to see how the person will react. Because in their mind, it's like they want to be with someone that doesn't just want to be with them for like what they have to offer, but then they're not realizing like then they're kind of offering nothing and just like taking advantage of people. So it's like their intentions aren't to be like a bad person. It's just the way their actions translate is just like really confusing. It's like they have a lot more learning and growing to do here. Yeah, they don't know how to like work with others. They're not very good at sharing, collaborating. It could be that they just don't have a lot of self-awareness, so they're not really able to like see others and see others' needs. um, it's just not in their nature to be very generous or very giving, very inclusive, to think about like other people's point of view. It's like, yeah, these things just kind of like don't come naturally to them. It's also they're not a naturally open person. Like they're just kind of closed off and just not open to others naturally. So that could be a big reason why they're so drawn to you, because you're like so fundamentally different than how they are or like what they're used to. They see you as kind of like this empress energy, this very like open, giving, loving person. Um, they don't really know how to handle that type of energy in their life, or to handle someone like you. It's like if they've never had that or experienced that, they don't know how to value it. They're going to ultimately like mishandle it or fumble it, or they're just like in a fish out of water, like they're in a totally unknown territory. So it's like if they put their foot in their mouth, then it's like they could kind of burn the whole situation down, because they don't really know like what they're doing. It could be just kind of like a lot of misled or misguided like arrogance too. So again, they're not a very like open person, and they could kind of like do certain things to like test people or see how they'll react in order to like gain information about people. Um, they don't see how kind of like shady and odd this is. It's like they come across as someone who has like a lot to hide. Um, yeah, we have getting played, manipulations, lies, controlling, pulling the strings. They could have people around them that kind of play them. So it's like they don't know how to handle this. So they just take that energy out on others. But Spirit could be giving you just a warning here that like this person is just not going to um, end up giving as much as they seem like they're going to. It's like they want to up front, they're going to give off this energy like they're really giving, fair, equal, they're really caring. But it's just like a part of a show to get you in a position to where then they feel like they can then kind of like control the relationship. We have burning evidence. So you could end up finding something out or just like finding something, or you could have already. Say they're not very good at like covering certain things up. You could have just kind of found something that was like a red flag or gave you a key or a clue to like their true intentions or just how they truly operate. But also because they're not very self aware, then they could be like not even actively trying to hide certain things. And so it's like they reveal themselves or like give themselves away almost without even realizing. Like they'll say certain things, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, that's not the statement you thought it was, or like that's not the, honorable thing to say that you're thinking it is. Like it's, they're just so like misguided with their thought process that they kind of like give themselves away that in their intentions in their relationships. um yeah, I feel like this person's just not very trustworthy. It's like you can't really trust, like if they're recounting a story to you, or like it's like you can't really trust whatever they're saying, so you kind of have to take everything they say with a grain of salt. And it's like you may not ever get to like the full truth of the situation with them. You may just have to be kind of content with knowing that there's like more to the story, or there's more into the situation that you really don't want to get involved in, and then just kind of like leave it at that. It's like, yeah, you may never get to like the bottom of this person or their underlying truth of like why they kind of operate the way they do fully. They don't want people to like really see them. So it's kind of coming through in that card. So we're going to get some messages from them. So this I'm a very jealous person flipped over and then flipped back. So it's like they would maybe think about being honest, but then like not be fully honest. I need time for me. So yeah, if you tried to like have that deeper conversation, they could just like revert to the self. Even with this, I'm getting kind of like a selfish energy, like just putting themselves first, their needs, their interests, their desires, their wants first. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? So they're gonna like, they would put it back on you. It's like further kind of manipulating you here to, you make me want to do bad things. I can't even look at you right now. So again, more energy of like putting it back on you, turning things around on you, being very kind of manipulative, that you're the problem. So major like lack of self-awareness. Abundance, security. Money is energy like anything else. You want it to flow and not feel trapped. Trusting that the universe will take care of you gives off the energy of abundance and expectancy in every dollar you receive. Know that you're supported and the money will flow. Past life karma, cycles. This indicates a past life is the reason why the intense energy surrounds you, the person, or situation. Look into ways to clear past life karma and see the bigger picture of the situation by viewing it from a lesson perspective. Taking ownership for your part and forgiveness are key in releasing past life karma. Sacrifice, reclaim. Your strength is needed to pull back your power and gain perspective of the situation. You've gone through an emotional sacrifice for too long. It's time to claim, balance, and nurture yourself by standing in your power. Old wounds, patterns. We attract what we need to heal. Often we find ourselves attracting the same types of people or situations that are not the best for us. Until we choose to find the common denominator of what we need to heal and release, the cycle will continue, going within to heal the pain layer by layer to find joy again. Decisions and fear, control. Some decisions and choices that you have made are based in fear and not heart centered knowledge. Fear is your ego wanting control. Take a step back and make a responsive choice rather than a reactive one. Then you're able to see the truth of the best choice with a calm and centered manner. So, certain tactics in the situation may have kind of like initially worked on you, and then it's like once you take a step back and take a breath and kind of reclaim your power and center yourself, you realize you have a lot more control in the situation than you did in past situations. And you don't have to go through certain experiences again. You're not forced to repeat certain things. Like you have a choice to say no or to like end a cycle right when you decide. Rainbow Bridge, hope. Loved ones that have crossed over are sending you a message of love and strength. Grieving a person, pet, or situation is difficult to move through. Honor your healing process with patience and be surrounded by support and love. Fly free, detach. You're longing to be untethered from what doesn't serve you any longer. A carefree possibility beacons you to release attachments to outcomes and people. Freedom is yours for the taking. Surrender to the process and let go of expectations. Cornucopia, prosperity. The earth is plentiful and is reminding you to trust money will flow. Enjoy the fruits of your labor by releasing any fear mindset that blocks abundance. Your value in yourself is the best currency. We have ascension and abundance and transformation. You got like 3 cards talking about abundance. Some of those following a spiritual path have ascension as the ultimate goal. However, ascension portrayed in art and literature is a great leap into instant nirvana, is actually a giant work of, well, art and fiction. Rather, ascension is the process of conscious living. We are all spiritual beings, we are all souls in a human body who are living life on this earth in order to learn and to grow at a soul's level. That is being spiritual. Whether you are conscious of it or not, you are walking towards ascension. Each experience, relationship, obstacle, joy in creation will bring you one step closer on the ladder to where we all end, with a greater awareness of ourselves than we started with. The situation at its best is a rug on the ladder of your soul's path towards ascension. The situation you're inquiring about is assisting you on this ladder. Work at the bigger picture and know you are bigger than any issues or problems that you have. Abundance takes on many forms: material possessions, friendships, excellent health, emotional stability, unique experiences. When you lock yourself up into a narrow view on what defines abundance, you lose out on a whole picture of what it could mean. Open yourself up to as many forms of wealth and abundance that are possible and watch your blessings multiply. Always remember that focusing on what you do not have is a surefire way to feed the energy and to make that your truth. Every day, watch for signs of abundance from the universe. Acknowledge and be thankful, thus encouraging the continued flow of energy. Remember, the universe will always provide you with what you need. After the rain comes the sun. After the caterpillar comes the butterfly. The situation you're inquiring about is somehow acting as a catalyst for a major transformation. If you find yourself questioning or having regrets, don't. Try not to second guess yourself or beat yourself up. Nothing happens that is not supposed to. Many of your issues and situations are not anything to be upset about, they are a path to wholeness. You are the one who infuses drama and chaos into the situation. You are always given opportunities to grow and learn. Growth and learning very rarely come when everything stays status quo, and just when you think and just as you think they should. Be thankful you have this wonderful opportunity to transform and heal to a better and higher rate of vibration. So that's all I have for pile 2. So if you watched this far, thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Hi there, pile 3. Taking a look into what are their true feelings for you at this time. We had 3 cards all pop out in the reverse. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. I just now saw like sweeping things up, cleaning things up. They could be trying to sweep things under the rug and kind of like skate out. Um, this person could have like a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and whenever you start to see through that or call them out, they just try to like sweep things under the rug, and then like move on to the next thing, or just like kind of distract people. It's like they want people to see them as this very like strong, tough, stable figure, but again, it's like there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. They have like their certain tricks as to how they come across this way or how they've like gotten to where they are, and they just want all of that to be kind of like swept under the rug. It's like they're a lot more intertwined with others that they wouldn't want people to know about, or they have like certain behaviors that are not cool. Even in relationships, like they could do things that are super not cool, but because they have this like public image to protect, they want everything to stay like behind the scenes and low key. and everyone to just kind of go along with like sweeping it under the rug and then moving on. So it's like they definitely have been like not fair towards you in some way, and they're trying to skate accountability, negate having to take any accountability. They want you to just like continue to invest in them without like being vocal or like speaking, or it's like leaving it in the dark, and it's like the elephant in the room that you guys just don't talk about. um so you could have, it's, this could be in regards to someone that you thought was going to offer you like a more serious commitment, or you were on track to be like more serious and committed, and then they suddenly switched up on you, or they suddenly started involving other people or doing things that were like borderline really shady and wrong. It's like you were supposed to be on track to have something more stable and committed, or they made it seem like they were choosing you and like offering you something more deep and meaningful, and then they suddenly switched up and were like open to other options. So this could have just kind of like came out of nowhere. Like it feels like someone else just like came in and like took your situation, or like took this opportunity from you, or it's like it seemed like it was going to be you, and then all of a sudden it's like between you and another person, or there's like other people, or you feel like someone swooped in and um, influence things, or it's like right now you could be kind of inclined to feel like it's the other person's fault, or like someone else did something or took something from you, when in reality it's like um, that's kind of how your person here like operates, and then they just want like that again to just get like swept under the rug and people to not really see. So it's like they could come across like very differently than they are, and so you're just kind of like inclined to feel like someone else like came in and took something from you, when in reality this person is like very shady, and they kind of like had intentions to be like this all along. So we have the Death card. So things are changing in the situation. What I'm seeing here is like you're waking up. Here, Spirit is like taking your hand and helping to guide you out of the situation. You deserve more here. You deserve a lot better. It's like you're being treated unfairly, or someone is kind of like purposefully not wanting to take accountability for things that they've done. Also, there could be a level of gaslighting, like making you feel like you're kind of crazy for thinking that it was going to be like as serious as it was, or like that they were going to offer you more or choose you. With this card here, we have like one person's wearing a ring and the other person's not. So it's like you followed through and the other person like didn't. Um, so with their true feelings for you at this time, it's like this person is entirely self-focused. So they're feeling like they don't have to take accountability, and like they can just cover things up, move on to the next, put the shift the blame onto you. Um, they're more worried about like protecting their image and the way that people see them, or the way that they're presented to others, their ability to then still go into like certain social spaces, than they are like your feelings, and like making sure you're okay, or like offering yeah, it's like the more you try and communicate or call this person out, or like get to a better place, the more they're just going to try and like cover things up, or they could try and like turn them around on you, or yeah, it's like they don't want to take accountability. So that's where they could kind of put everything off on the other person. So then you're inclined to like then want to like blame someone else for like taking the opportunity from you, or like inserting themselves in the situation. But it's like definitely the other person's fault, and they just are like this extreme, like not wanting to take any sort of accountability for their actions at all type of person. It's like they want to like rewrite the story or like paint something different, paint like a different narrative over their actions. They feel like they can just like say or do whatever, and then they don't have to be held accountable if they can like kind of rewrite the story or like convince you or others that it was like a different way, then they don't have to be held accountable for like how they're like actually doing something like behind the scenes. So they could feel like they're like smarter than others. But they also, yeah, feel like they have like this image or some sort of status to maintain, and that's like the most important thing to them at this time. Yeah, it's like you're waking up to realize that you deserve more and that you can have more, and like without like this kind of person's chaos in your life, that you could have like a lot more peaceful, um positive environment. Spirit's like leading you and guiding you, communicating with you to help show you the truth of what you need to see. Because it's like, even if someone doesn't want to take accountability, then that doesn't change like the reality of how things are. So it's like spirits working with you to communicate with you and like validate how you feel, to give you that sense of security so you can have the confidence of like moving forward, knowing um, that like you didn't do anything wrong, or yeah, that it's like this is like this other person's issues, and you don't have to like take on whatever they're dealing with. Yeah, evidence here. So there could be like solid, clear evidence, and they're just the type of person that tries to be like, oh no, like they come up with every single different excuse in the book. Um, and it's just like at the end of the day, they just aren't going to admit like how intertwined or intertangled or caught up they are with others, even when they're caught red-handed. It's like they're more concerned about like their image and the way that people perceive them, so they'll just like lie, try and cover it up, make it something different, rewrite a different story. And we have running away underneath that. So again, it's like cover it up and then like run away. Just completely dodge like ever having to take any sort of accountability. Just like lots of games. So more shady, like you could have had a lot of evidence of stuff this person was doing. It's like they thought they were doing a good job of keeping things private, but they're really not as smart as they think they are. Um, so yeah, it's like no matter how they try to spin it, rewrite it, paint it different, it's like you kind of, spirit's really wanting to confirm that you deserve a lot better in the situation. Yeah, it's like yeah, they definitely gave you the idea or made you believe that it was going to be a lot more serious than they ended up being, or that they were just going to be very different, treat you very differently in the relationship than they ended up being. So this was very unfair of them, for sure. Even if they're not going to like take accountability for that, spirit wants to just like validate what you've went through here and the way that you feel. We have a P here. I just saw that the P, letter P, could be relevant. Peter, some things, P names, Penny, Penelope, Peter, Prince, Price, puzzle. It's all popping into my head. Yeah, Peter, Penelope. Yeah, I keep hearing Peter like a bunch. Time to ground yourself. I don't think I've ever heard a name before like that. It's like Peter's just like keeps coming through. We have I want to get you drunk and the Ace of Wands. So yeah, this person could feel like if they could like emotionally manipulate you through like um being like overly sensual, or yeah, like just distracting you with a good time, kind of like getting y'all riled up, and um then they can just like sweep it under the rug and just slide on to the next day and not have to then address that, and that can just kind of go away, and just like keep you in that perpetual. So they could use like intimate moments as like another manipulative tool to just kind of like distract you or like get out of things. I am absolutely in love with you. I just want you all the time. Yeah, they could be very, very like sensual person. Physical connection could be very important to this person, and they are like very physically attracted to you, but it's like they're still in this mode of like being very selfish and doing very hurtful things, and they just don't know how to like take accountability for that. Stuck energy, alignment. Your body is requiring energy work to get back in alignment by balancing your chakras and clearing your auric field. You have stuck energy that can be caused by holding on to pain or having resistance to let new energy flow in. Get grounded and reconnect to your body once again. You or the person involved are set in ways that are impending growth. Be more open minded to see the other person's point of view to expand your perspective in a healthy way. Oftentimes, being too rigid masks the problem that causes imbalance and unrest. Flexibility is needed to create flow. I feel like this is the other person in this situation. Spirit just wanted to confirm further, like they're a very stubborn person. Um, so you could need to do energy work yourself in order to release this person's energy out of your body so that you're in a more flow state with the universe and not taking on this person's energy. Dreams realized. Manifest. You have the power to create and manifest what you desire. When you choose to push outside your comfort zone and have determination, your dreams become reality. Now is the time to take action and have a clear focus on what you want. The universe works with you to create it by using your manifesting power to your highest good. Isolation. Lonely. There's a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself from uncomfortable situations. Look into new ways to break down walls to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up to share it. You could be the type of person that like isolates yourself when you're stressed or overwhelmed, but Spirit's saying you have the kind of the courage to reach out to others. It can actually be very helpful, and that could be a huge part of what helps you release a lot of this like stuck energy. You could be really overly burdened by feeling like you have to kind of like work through all of this, figure all this out on your own, sort through all this on your own. This other person could have almost kind of like isolated you away from others too. So yeah, like opening up to people around you that really care about you can be a huge emotional release to help kind of get things moving for you. Magic wand. Manifest. You have the power to turn ordinary into extraordinary. Bring into focus what you want, then the universe reflects that same vibration. Now let divine timing do the rest. Call on your inner Merlin to access what is available now and from other dimensions and timelines. So you have a lot more power in your life and in the situation than you would realize or think. Wanderlust. Adventure. Now is a great time to travel or relocate to see the world's wonders. A desire for something more is nudging you to take chances and live without the heavy baggage. Travel light and be adventurous. Plant the seed. Create. Take those great ideas you've been thinking about and let them grow wildly. Bring to life new businesses and creative endeavors. Trust in divine timing that what you desire will bloom. We have forgiveness, bottom. We have anger and honoring your energy. It has been said forgiveness is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. Forgiveness of others, but also forgiveness of self. We are the most critical and judgmental of ourselves. This inner critic does so much more harm than criticism than comes from others. Forgive yourself for trusting others and getting hurt, for not knowing, for not seeing, for not believing. You are human and you are growing and learning. Human perfection is rooted in imperfection. This card indicates the need for forgiveness in the situation asked about. Yeah, that's major. A very strong and primal emotion. Anger sometimes catches us by surprise. At other times, it seethes just under the surface, simmering a long while until it boils over, scalding anyone who is close. Anger is based in fear fear of loss of control, fear of not being loved, fear of being judged, fear of not being enough. When anger enters your life, be it yours or someone else's, go beneath the surface and try to address the real fear that has triggered it. Anger doesn't go away without addressing the underlying fear. Alternately, beware of someone's anger directed towards you. Yeah, Spirit could be kind of warning you about this person. That like they could be the type of person that if you kind of push them too hard to try to take accountability or to be open with you about what's going on, then you could start to kind of see another side to them. So sometimes it's best to just like remove yourself and protect your energy, protect yourself. We all have those days when we are disinclined to do anything. We try all sorts of mental tricks to talk ourselves into doing what we should be doing. Does this ever work? No. We end up feeling guilty for not getting anything done, which causes us to try twice as hard the next day, which causes us to get overwhelmed and exhausted, which then leads to becoming caught up in a vicious cycle. Your body has rhythms just as everything else on this earth does. Flowers, trees, plants, and the elements. The tides ebb and flow, the sun and moon rise and set, animals hibernate, and flowers grow, bloom, and go dormant. You need to listen to the inherent cycles within you. Rest when you need to, work when you need to, and try not to outthink the natural rhythms. Go easy on yourself and reserve judgment. You are your own harshest critic. So that's all I have for pile 3. So thank you so much. Hi there, pile 4. We're looking into what are their true feelings for you at this time. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the Tower. And the Ace of Swords. So this could be a situation where they could have recently gotten clarity about you or about their feelings for you. They're suddenly realizing that you make them really happy. So it's like they're sneaking away from something else in order to get towards you or get to you. Yeah, so They see you as this really beautiful opportunity that they don't want to pass up. They feel like you're very giving. You're this very just like abundant. It's like they want to learn how to be more like you. They see you as someone who's grown a lot. Not necessarily that you have a lot to offer, but you're also not like someone who's just looking for someone based on what they have to offer. You see the deeper value in people or just value in things that most people wouldn't. There's like they see you as someone who has a very beautiful mind. They could just be drawn towards the way that you think or like the way that you earn income or money could be really unique and different. So they're very like drawn towards that. They see you as someone who's just like different, unique, like a trendsetter. They feel like you would complete them or make them really happy. You would give a lot to them emotionally. So something could have happened in their life to like trigger this realization suddenly. Something happened to like give them this clarity to realize, like, okay, I have to make some changes. I'm going to have to remove certain things or certain people from my life. Whereas, like, before, they maybe like didn't know what to do or didn't know what was best for them or what option to choose. Um, but then it's like currently they could be in a place due to something unexpected happening in their life. It's like gave them some sort of clarity, or yeah, they recently went through some sort of like awakening or just had some sort of heavy realization that the energy that you give is exactly what they need in their life. So it's like they're willing to walk away from things or sacrifice things in order to have that. It's like they could be leaving behind a lot of things and just moving forward with what they feel like is essential, because they feel like, again, connecting with you would almost like complete them or like offer them something key that they need or that they're missing in their life emotionally. So they feel like it's worth it to leave other things behind or to sacrifice like certain other things in their life. So it could be like multiple other relationships, like it could be like a specific person they were dating, but then also just like other relationships in their life they're starting to walk away from at this time because they're just having those realizations of like what's really important, like what is truly serving them, like what's worth carrying around, like certain things from their past or certain people. It's like they could see it as almost like carrying around like baggage from the past. It's like they're ready to release and let go of a lot of things and move towards something that they feel like would be truly emotionally fulfilling. So it's like their priorities have shifted. They have clarity on like what would make them truly happy. So this could be someone that you connected with previously in the past and they want to come around to like reawaken things. It could have been something to where you like when this fell apart, you kind of intuitively knew that it would come back around. So there's just that chance for like reawakening. You could have been just kind of like thinking about this person randomly out of nowhere lately. It's like their spirit or their heart is kind of like calling out to you on some level. So it's like they have a lot of clarity at this time as far as what would make them happy and satisfied. And so they're setting a lot of boundaries or they're being really strong in certain areas of their life. So their energy towards you, like they could be like not giving you a lot of attention or like because they're in the process of like removing themselves from certain things, walking away from certain things, it's like they're trying to focus on that right now. So they're not giving you a lot, communicating with you a lot, showing you a lot of emotion. You're just getting this kind of like cold, blank energy from them. So it's like you wouldn't think or realize like how much they care about you or how passionately they feel towards you, how drawn towards you they are, how much they're like changing things in their life to be able to actively move towards you at this time. um yeah, cause like they could be like not voicing a lot of this. It's like they have a lot of clarity but they're maybe not being super open to communicate this to you at this time. It's like from your perspective, they still have like a guard up, or they're still closed off in some way, or it's like not safe to try and get through to them or access them at this time. So it's like you can't see all of the deeper things happening behind the scenes, or all of the like underlying changes, realizations, awakening like that they're going through, that's leading to like so many shifts, which is then leading to like new doors opening at this time, new opportunities being created to like move forward and start over, have some sort of new fresh start. So they realize like you're kind of like the original, or you're the blueprint. Like there's no one else like you. They're not going to get that same energy or that same feeling with someone else. Like they can't match your energy or like find anyone else. They could have also realized that they've been unconsciously like looking for your energy or people like you and others, and they just couldn't find it or match it. It's like they feel as though you're just a very authentic person. You're not someone that can be easily replaced or like replaced in their life. Um, yeah, so that's a big part of what's making them feel very like set on you, or that it's like worth it to like let go of a lot of stuff in order to be able to have the freedom to then move towards you. They could see you as the type of person like, because you're very different and attractive, or you have like certain opportunities, or there's just this certain energy you give off that's like different, and so people are very like highly jealous of you. So that could contribute to like if they kind of are giving up certain things or walking away from certain things, removing certain things to have the freedom to move towards you. It's just like automatically, because of the energy that you give off, people are going to kind of perceive you as like the bad guy, because people could be just kind of like inherently jealous of you due to just like the energy that you give off. And so they're kind of expecting people to be really envious or jealous of the connection, or to kind of like have already be like kind of have like haters, like falsely judging or like projecting certain energy on the situation. It's like they're trying to kind of like prepare themselves for that. Um, So, like right now at this time, they're not communicating with you or giving a lot to you. So, you're kind of in the dark, but I feel like they do intend to. It's like they want to like spoil you and give a lot to you. It's like they just can't right now. They're still kind of like blocked off. It's like not safe for them to do certain things right now, but they're working on removing themselves and freeing themselves from other situations, so then they can like open up and give more to you. They feel like you really deserve this, and so it could kind of like bother them that they're not in a position to be able to give to you the way they want at this time. So again, it's like if they've heard certain things, or if people try and say certain things about you, they're just hyper aware of the fact that like people are very envious of you. It's like you give off this very particular, rare energy, and it just attracts a lot of like haters, or people who try to like um, put you down, or just spread false things about you. So then other people aren't as like drawn towards you, just very like low vibrational, insecure energy from others. It's like you could just draw a lot of that in due to this very rare, unique, kind of like divine feminine or masculine energy that you give off. So it's like they're very understanding of that. Um, so it's like, yeah, they're like not letting that influence or affect them, or affect the way that they see you. They could have maybe at one time in the past, or like other people influenced them at one time in the past, but it's like now they've like healed or grown to where they can like see you for you, or see you for the energy that you give off, and kind of understand why so many people try to like, it's like a lot of people are trying to copy you, or like put you down, so then they can like, it's like people can't really copy or replicate you as much as they try, and this person can really see that. But yeah, it's like people almost try and put you down in an effort to like steal your light. So it's like there's just something very unique and different that you give off. It's like no matter how hard people try to do that, they are not successful. So this person could be even more drawn to you because they see that, like they see through like others and just like the deeper energy of what's going on. So to them, you're like this very high valued, highly sought after individual. You are right. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? Happiness is my priority. So if they are removing themselves from something to move towards you, it's like they're kind of justifying it by saying, you know what, I deserve to be happy. Like I deserve to move towards what I think would be really emotionally fulfilling for me. Yeah, I want a fresh start with you. So this definitely could be like someone from your past, like a reawakening, reconciliation energy here. And you are so very special. Yeah, they feel like you're a very unique person that just cannot be replaced as much as others try, or as much as they've maybe tried in the past. Denial, deception. There's a situation that you're refusing to see clearly. Living in denial can create false scenarios to see things that are not accurate. Have the courage and discernment to dig deep into the truth of the situation. We have balance needed. So spirit could be saying like, um, things are different now than however they were in the past, and so it's like have the courage to look at the situation realistically as it is right now, without kind of having a shield up to protect yourself based off of whatever happened in the past. It's like not the same story anymore. So it's like the ball's in your court, or the power's in your hands to then like rewrite or create a different story now. Past life karma, cycles. This indicates a past life is the reasons why the intense energy surrounds you, the person, or situation. Look into ways to clear past life karma and see the bigger picture of the situation by viewing it from a lesson perspective. Taking ownership for your part and forgiveness are key in releasing past life karma. So it's like you have the opportunity to heal from the past at this time. The Rose Garden. Gratitude. Taking time out to smell the roses and enjoy the goodness of nature. Honor each day by staying present and remembering gratitude turns everything into enough. Gentle breeze, delicate. The situation requires a gentle touch of kindness and understanding. You may be dealing with a person or situation that is sensitive. This may include yourself. Handle with care and compassion. The world is at your fingertips as things come full circle for you. This is an ending of a karmic cycle to unlock a new beginning for expansion for your soul's growth. So there's something that does need your attention regarding the situation, but it's an opportunity for healing and growth. So it's like your approach and kind of how you react to the present situation is everything. So Spirit's giving you that advice at this time to help you navigate your current situation. Plant the seed, create. Take those great ideas you've been thinking about and let them grow wildly. Bring to life new businesses and creative endeavors. Trust in divine timing that what you desire will bloom. We have death. And you got omens and honoring your energy. Death is scary. Endings, whether they are planning or a surprise, are most often accompanied with a sense of anxiety, unease, or more strongly with denial and refusal to let go of the person, relationship, or situation that is ending. Endings always signify new beginnings. As in the new beginning card, this card urges you to let go gracefully. Do not attach yourself to the emotion and the energy of what is ending. Feel it, experience it, and let it go. A slight shift in perspective is sometimes all that's needed to experience this transition with grace and ease. Instead of thinking, oh no, I have to start all over, shift your perspective slightly and think, yay, I get to start all over. This shift will raise your energetic vibrations and carry you through this time of change. This card can also signify the ending of a troublesome situation. And with death always comes transformation into something new or a new start. It's like opening up, allowing the past to end, and so the present can be transformed and open up for the new beginning in the future. We all have those days when we are disinclined to do anything. We try all sorts of mental tricks to talk ourselves into doing what we should be doing. Does this ever work? No. We end up feeling guilty for not getting anything done, which causes us to try twice as hard the next day, which causes us to get overwhelmed and exhausted, which then leads to becoming caught up in a vicious cycle. Your body has rhythms just as everything else on this earth does. Flowers, trees, plants, in the elements. The tides ebb and flow. The sun and moon rise and set, animals hibernate, and flowers grow, bloom, and go dormant. You need to listen to the inherent cycles within you. Rest when you need to, work when you need to. Do not try to overthink the natural rhythms. Go easy on yourself and reserve judgment. You are your own harshest critic. Hawks are messengers. This majestic bird flies high and reaches the realms of the spirit. They bring back messages from both the seen and unseen. Drawing this card speaks of focus and intuition. Pay attention to the coincidences in your life right now. Focus on where you want to go and how high do you want to fly. When you see a hawk, someone is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to serendipity in your life. Be glad, for this is a reminder that you are living in the flow of energy. Things will soon shift for you. So that's all I have. So if you watched this far, thank you so much. Hi there, pile 5. Taking a look into what are their true feelings for you at this time. So I feel like this is someone who's hiding their feelings for you. They could be um, hiding in work or like hiding in their responsibilities. They could be scared to come forward and tell you how they feel. This could be someone who's been really hurt, really wounded in the past. So they carry a lot of those burdens around with them. They're very guarded. They have a lot of walls up. They don't really like easily let people in, but you've like touched them in a very significant way. They could feel like this very higher level commitment with you, but it's like because of how hurt they were in the past, they're still burdened by this. They're still held down or stuck in like whatever's happened to them in the past. They don't know how to let go of this and free themselves from this in order to move towards you and let you know how they feel about you. It's like this is such a huge risk. It's like they want to just like free themselves and like use the burdens of the past as like a springboard to like then come towards you, but they just like don't know how to like kind of let this go or like get over this. They maybe are just like not ready to let go. It's like once they get too caught up trying to think about how to do this, it could like overwhelm them, and almost like give them a headache because it's like it's just so scary to think about like opening up and being vulnerable or like letting someone in, going there with someone again. They have a lot of clarity though. It's like they're not confused on how they feel. It's like they know exactly um, how that they feel towards you. They, if it was up to them, they would just like reach out and um, let you know, or just like reach out and like um, solidify things, make them more clear, finalize things, establish more of a connection. It's like they have this very clear understanding that that's exactly what they want, but they have all of this fear holding them back. They're too like scared to open up. It's like once they consider doing that, they get so overwhelmed. They can't help but just almost like do nothing because then they're like paralyzed with how overwhelmed they are with how many burdens it seems like. It's like they would have to put down each one of these burdens, and it just seems like so much. They've been carrying this around for so long. They maybe don't know what it's like without it, or like what it would be like to release this or alleviate themselves of this. They don't know at this point. It's like they don't know a world without hanging on to these certain things, because all of these layers are like all of the different ways that they've figured out how to protect themselves emotionally or protect themselves from getting hurt over time. So it's like such a risk to start to release this or start to let this down, and let someone in. So then it just becomes so overwhelming that they just kind of like shut down and do nothing, even though they feel really clearly, they know like exactly how they feel towards you. It's just like they're almost like paralyzed to be able to move towards you. So they could come across on the outside like they're shady, or like they're doing something bad. They're talking to multiple people. They're trying to keep their options open. Like any kind of like shady negative thing you could come up with. But Spirit is saying that's really not what it is or where they're coming from. It's more just of a place of like them being so afraid to be seen because of how hurt they've been in the past. Um, but they also could be aware that then they come across like they're the ones with hurtful intentions, but it's like they don't know what to do about it. They feel like there's nothing that they can do about that because they just don't know any other way to like, they don't know how to be vulnerable and also protect themselves. So then they just kind of like do nothing and just accept the consequences of that. Even it's like they know in their heart they're not a bad person. They really care about you, and they're just worried about like being hurt. And it's like protecting that is more important than like worrying about whether or not they're perceived as like the one that's being hurtful and being shady, if that makes sense. But they do have very strong feelings towards you. they're very attracted to you. They feel as though you would like complete each other, or that you would fit into their world, they would fit into your world. Yeah, like you would fit in really well with like their family or their community, or vice versa. Like they would fit well in with like your community or their family. Or yeah, like when they think of you, it's like you could be like the first person they've connected with in a long time, where then they feel uh, that they could have that like family grounded type of connection. Yeah, it's like not something that they would normally open themselves up to. They feel like this would really complete them, or that you would both make each other really happy. So yeah, they could want to like have a family with you, or see you as someone that would be very nurturing or able to provide well, or someone who would be very stable. Um, oh, sorry. I was gonna say another thing and I completely lost thought. But I just remembered they could also want to move in with you. They feel like you guys would do really well, like collaborating together in a home space. You would complete each other really well, take care of each other really well. So they could have a strong desire to like want to live with you. But again, it's like they don't even know how to like open up this dialogue, or to like tell you how they feel, let alone ask you to like move in with them. It's like they don't even know how to like go about this, or to like reach out and connect. But they could be like working towards finding that clarity, or finding a way to reach out and communicate with you at this time. But it's just kind of like a matter of them figuring out the right way to go about it, or the words to say, so that it like doesn't come across like they're being really shady. Like how can they like really speak their truth? But it's like this is so overwhelming. Anytime they like think to do this, they just get so overwhelmed that they just then kind of like shut down. Yeah, so I feel like they have a strong desire to like figure this out, and like go against what they've been doing and what they know, and like find a way to reach out and communicate with you in some way, or to show you something. um it's like they feel like if they don't open up to do this, then they might lose their opportunity, or they might lose their chance to be able to connect with you in a really meaningful way. So they feel like they have to find a way to like break out of this, or break out of their comfort zone, and make some sort of change or shift before it's too late, or before someone else like catches your eye, or before you get into a connection with someone else. They feel like you have a lot to give, and you're kind of keeping it to yourself at this time. But if you were to meet someone else that would make you really happy, then you would, um, yeah, like naturally go for it. And then that would be like a huge lost opportunity for them, or then it would be like even harder for them than like mustering up the courage to like be vulnerable finally. Yeah, it's kind of sad whatever they went through in the past. Obviously, really hurt them and affected them. So they're like on a deep healing journey at this time. It's like they don't want to hurt others in the same way they've been hurt, too. So yeah, they've really been working on themselves and trying to heal like any of their issues, or like any of their own missing pieces that then they would like take out on others, like fill those gaps within themselves in a healthy way. It could have been kind of like a hothead in the past, if you will, or someone who was like easily triggered or angered. So they're very like self-aware and self-reflective. They've like been growing and just working on themselves a lot. It could be like a very hardworking person as well. But also, I think I said that in the beginning, they distract themselves with work so that they don't have to open up and be vulnerable. They hide behind like their work and all of their tasks and their responsibilities and their priorities. They could purposely like fill their plate so they have a lot to focus on to like distract them from the way that they feel. But again, they're trying to heal and like overcome like certain toxic habits, traits, behaviors. They have a lot of self-awareness and they're trying to kind of purge out or expel out like a lot of that toxic energy. At this time, they could be going through like heavy detoxing, like energetically and like physically. They could be working on their health, like trying to detox certain bad habits and behaviors. Yeah, so they could be also just like on their spiritual journey, trying to connect with the divine more, um, just heal a lot of those things within themselves and just become a more well balanced, healthy person. Um, just like fix those things within them that were creating issues in their life. But then they could almost do this to a fault, like work, focus on all of this inner work to where then it's like they have this excuse that they don't have time for like anything else. So then they never have to like be vulnerable or go through those uncomfortable. So they could be, yeah, someone who's like focuses on their health and their goals and their priorities and their responsibilities almost like to a fault is like a coping mechanism. It's like how like you could be a really really healthy person and then still have like an eating disorder sometimes, because like then you're taking it to the other extreme. That could be kind of like a coping mechanism for them, not that they specifically have an eating disorder. That's just an example of how you can then take like healing yourself and working on yourself and reflecting on yourself to the other extreme, to where then it's still like an unhealthy thing. So it's like they're working on trying to find that balance at this time in their life and kind of center everything. Spirit guidance, co creation. Your spirit guides and guardians are here to assist you to help you evolve into your authentic self. The time is now to see yourself as your spiritual team sees you. They ask that you remove all limiting thoughts and open yourself up to them. Meditation and asking for signs are a great way to deepen your connection. Humanitarian service. Your soul longs to joyfully serve. Being of service is a huge calling that is honorable and satisfying. How are you being called to serve humanity? Serve with grace and humility to assist those that cannot help themselves. Be an advocate, a confidant, and an inspiration along the way. So your person could have this energy too, but again, this could be another kind of like defense or coping mechanism to then not have to like focus on certain things that make them feel uncomfortable and they feel like they're giving to others. So a healthy balance is always important. Could be kind of mirroring each other with certain things. So certain messages could be for you too. Isolation, lonely. There is a tendency to push people away by isolating yourself from uncomfortable situations. Look into new ways to break down the walls to create better ways to connect with others. Don't keep your light to yourself. Open up to share it. So your person is learning this lesson too. So they're definitely mirroring each other at this time. So it could be like a higher level twin flame soulmate, where your souls are kind of mirroring each other in your journey, your experiences, your lessons that you're learning at this time. It's like you're kind of finding your way to each other to help further you along on your journeys and heal certain things together. So, very spiritual, divinely led connection here. Fences and flowers. Boundaries. Create a protective environment that serves as a respectful space filled with positive energy. choosing only those that honor your clear boundaries to share your space physically and mentally is needed. Also, the healthier boundaries that you have in your life, like the more comfortable this other person is going to be to then come into your world. They could be trying to like learn how to trust and heal and be open to others again. So it's like the more they see you being kind of like vigilant or cognizant of like their energy and the way that they feel, then they could start to trust you more and more to then want to like open up to you or just to feel more comfortable in your space to show you their true self. Olive branch, peace. It is imperative for your healing and soul growth to ask for forgiveness or offer forgiveness. Life is too precious to hold grudges, to feel you need to punish yourself. An opportunity is being creative to move forward, to set you free. With healing energy. You got emotional release and retreat. Drawing this card guides you to work with energy on a healing level. Take a class, go and receive a Reiki healing, or just sit in meditation and concentrate on mindfulness. With the healing energy of divine love, you do not have to know how to do anything. Just sit quietly, set your intention, and let Creator's love fill you up. When you are living in a vibration of healing, you not only affect yourself, but those around you. Others can connect with your energy, and their vibrations can rise as a result. There is no force to this. This is basically how energy works. Your vibrational charge will affect change in the ones you are close to. Alternately, this card signifies healing is taking place within a relationship. So your energy is kind of healing off on them, rubbing off on them. Their energy is rubbing off on you. It's like coming together to help heal each other in a really powerful way. We all want to be strong. As humans, we value strength and independence, but also as humans, we need the support of our family, our friends, our tribe. Trying so hard to be strong, pushing down emotions such as fear, anger, betrayal, sadness, only forces them to grow and become stronger. The bubbling up and release that eventually comes takes everyone involved by surprise and sometimes does harm in terms of hurt feelings and words that cannot be taken back. Get into the practice of voicing your feelings, even if it's just acknowledging them to yourself. Journal, create, dance, find a way that you can safely feel your most feared emotions. Feel them and then let them go. This is a potentially deep healing for you. This is a good time to retreat into your safe place, a quiet time to gather your resources for what's to come. Work on making your body, mind, and soul as strong and unencumbered as possible. This is the card that urges you to get your ducks in a row for the changes that lay ahead. Changes sometimes come fast and furious, even when they are longed for, it can take us unprepared. By drawing this card, you're advised to prepare for some changes coming your way soon. Alternately, this can take a time to process the changes you have recently gone through. So, I completely forgot to get some messages from this person, so we're going to do that really quickly. We have definitely Ace of Pentacles. So we have a new opportunity or desire for a new opportunity. So we have light. So this is more confirmation that this is a divinely led, higher level, more spiritual connection. I want to get you drunk. And now is not the time. So this person is still kind of going through a lot of healing, and things are all changing and shifting in the situation very rapidly. So just as this card said, it's like this is the time to get your ducks in a row for the changes that lay ahead, as things can change very rapidly. And with tarot, we're always just like reading the present energy and the current time and the messages that you need for your highest healing in this present moment. But then things can always shift moving forward, so you always want to be ready and prepared for that. This situation again is just a very divinely led situation with like a lot of different elements to it and a lot of different layers here in healing. So that is all I have for pile 5. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.